Okay, in today's video, we are going to be graphing some functions. So I'm going to go through two different questions, and the first one I'm going to show you what to do. The second one I'm going to get you to pause the video, have a go yourself. And then in the Google Classroom, I'm going to leave a little bit of extra work for you to do as well. I'm happy if you do what's in today's video and maybe one extra question, and then send me a picture of what you've done. Plan is Wednesday we'll have a live class, and on Friday we'll have a live class, and then you never know, this day next week we might have an actual in-school person class, who knows. So we were learning about functions before midterm, and by the way, I hope you had a good rest over midterm. I know I did, and I'm glad that we had the time off. It was good, a good bit of a break. So we were learning about functions before midterm, and this over here, this is a function. Okay, now you might say, oh, it looks like an equation, but it is a function, and it could be written like this, or it could be written like this. It doesn't matter which way it's written. F of x 2x minus 3. So there are three different ways of writing a function, and you can see here that they've written it with y equals this time. Okay, but the next question we're going to do looks like this. And what I want you to do, I want you to be able to do, is I want you to be able to graph this function, which means that you can take this function and you can draw a line on this xy axis on the left hand side. And I'm going to show you how to do that now. So here the question has asked us to draw this graph in the domain of -1 to 4. And you can see over here on the right, I've got -1 all the way to 4. So I've got all the whole numbers. Okay, they're integers because we have a minus number, but we've got all the whole numbers from -1 to 4. And all we do is we substitute each of these numbers into this function, and once we multiply them and minus them, we get the output. And when we have the input and the output, we can draw that on our graph, and then we can draw our line. So let's have a look at the first input, which is, this is the first input here, first input, and that's -1. All right, so -1 and 2x. So I put in -1 where 2x is, and then I have -3. Now I'm just going to do some rough work down here. 2 multiplied by -1 minus 3. 2 multiplied by -1 is -2. And then -3 gives me -2 minus 3 gives me -5. So if my input is -1, my output will be -5. Okay, now I can put that on my graph. So I have -1, -5. So -1 is the x and -5 is the y. So I go to -1 on the x, and then I go down to -5 on the y. And I draw a little dot like that. All right, that's our first one. Our second one, 2 times 0 minus 3. Now here I don't need to do any rough work because I know that 2 multiplied by 0 is just 0, which leaves -3 here. So I have 0 is the input and the output is -3. So 0 on the x-axis is the origin, so it's the middle, and then -3 on the y-axis, so we go down to here. And we draw a dot on the xy axis. The next one is 1. So 2 times 1 minus 3. So 2 times 1 is 2. Minus 3 leaves us with -1, doesn't it? So 2 times 1 minus 3. 2 times 1 is 2. Minus 3 is equal to -1. Okay? So 1 and -1. That is the input is 1 and the output is -1. All right, so now we have 1 and -1. So I just go to 1 on the x-axis and I go down to -1 on the y-axis. You can see where this is going. So 2, we substitute in 2 for x minus 3. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. So 2 and 1. So I'll go out to 2 and up to 1. Now I have 3. So 2 times 3 minus 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. So our pair is 3 and 3. So go out to 3 and we go up to 3. Now, we have 4, so 2 times 4 minus 3. 2 times 4 is 8, minus 3 is 5. So we go out to 4 and we go up to 5. And we can see we have all these dots. So once we have these dots, we get our ruler. And we just, I'm just going to change the color just to make it a little bit more obvious. So we get our ruler, and this is tricky because I have to use my fingers on the iPad to line that up. It would be much easier with an actual ruler. And then we draw a line through the dots like this. Doesn't have to be perfect, but close. Then we get rid of our ruler. And now we have graphed our function. So that is it. I can tidy it up a little bit. I've gone over it a tiny bit, but that's okay. So we have graphed our function. And this is all you have to do with these questions. Okay? So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you another question. So here's another question. And here is the XY axis. And sometimes they will have questions that look like this, okay? Draw the graph, and here's the function. Oh, why won't it let me? There we go. Draw the graph of the function, and here's the function. In the domain 0 to x to 5, okay. Now, here we don't have a table like we did before. So I'm just going to draw a quick table, a very quick table, and I'm just going to tidy it up a tiny bit. So I'll just quickly sketch this out. You could do this too, but you don't have to. And it doesn't have to be neat or tidy or anything like that. And all I do in these questions is I write x here and I write y here. X stands for my input and y stands for my output. And then I put the function in the middle. And now what's the function? The function is 2x minus 5. And the domain is from 0 to 5. So it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so using the skills that you learnt in the previous question, I'd like you to try and pause the video now and graph this function, okay, using the method that we did before. If you're completely stuck, just keep watching. I'm going to go through the question now, but if you want to have a go, pause the video, have a go, and skip to the end of the video to see if you got it right. Okay, so if you still don't have a clue what we're talking about, all we're doing is we're substituting these numbers into, one at a time, into this function here, and we're getting an output, which is y. And once we have the two numbers, we can draw little dots on the xy axis and then draw a line that represents our function. So the first number we use is 0. So 2 times 0, because I'm putting in 0 for x, 2 times 0 minus 5. 2 times 0 is 0, and then minus 5 is all by itself, so it's 0 minus 5. So I can go to my graph now, and I go to 0 on the x-axis, which is the center, and I go to minus 5 on the y-axis. And now I have 1, so 2 times 1 minus 5. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2, and minus 5. 2 minus 5 equals minus 3. Minus 3. So it's 1 and minus 3. So we go out to 1 and down to minus 3. And now we put in 2 for x, so 2 times 2 minus 5. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 5 is minus 1. So we have 2 and minus 1. So go out to 2 and down to minus 1. All right, next one. 3. 2 times 3 minus 5. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 5 is 1. So 3 and 1. So we go out to 3 and we go up to 1. All right, we're nearly there. 2 more. So we put in 4. 2 times 4 minus 5. 2 times 4 is 8. Minus 5 is 3. 2 times 4 is 8. Minus 5 is 3, yeah. And then we go out to 4. And we go up to 3. And here we have 5. So 2 bracket 5 minus 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. So it's 5 and 5. So we go out to 5 and we go up to 5. And then we get our ruler. And we line it up as best we can with the dots. And we draw a line through them. And that is the question answered. We have drawn a graph for this function here in the domain of 0 is less than or equal to x, and x is less than or equal to 5. Okay, and I did a table here so that I could figure out all my inputs and my outputs. The inputs are on the left and the outputs are on the right, and that's what gave me the coordinates for drawing my graph. Okay, so I'm going to leave some questions on the Google Classroom. I want you to try and do these yourself. Obviously, I was able to just go onto Google and find this XY axis and copy and paste it in here. But in your copybooks, like, don't feel like you have to draw something so exact. Just draw 2 lines just like this, and just draw 1, 2, 3, 4. Just draw as many as you need, and just do it roughly. If you have graph paper, it makes it much easier, but if you have regular line paper, just do it roughly. Like, there's absolutely no need to have it perfect. Just remember that minus numbers go down and to the left, and positive numbers go to the right and up. So that'd be 1, that'd be 2, that'd be 3, and over here would be minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. And that's how you can draw an XY axis. And even if you're drawing this freehand, as long as you get it right, as long as you get the numbers right and you get it roughly through the points, there's no issues, you know. So let me know if you have any issues, any problems with that. I will attach some extra questions, and I will talk to you on Wednesday.